see who would show up. Nah, it ain't a test. I just had to. I was on the phone with my girlfriend, man. I told her, I said, I get off here and go live. By the time I go live, I'll be back in Columbus. But you saw all the road stuff on the way there, so you don't need to see the stuff on the road again. I drove past the same stuff. I did see a few things that was a little bit cooler than on the way down. But I just want to talk about the experience that I had at Uplift Mount Ord. Hey, Yvonne, how you doing? Yo, Jimmy, yo, I told you I was coming on here. Welcome to the chat. Remember to guard your community, your privacy. Okay, I don't know where that came from. That's in there now. What y'all medicating on right now? It's rush hour, you know. I'm almost back to Columbus. Yeah, but one thing I learned about the people of Mount Ord is they're very friendly, very welcoming. I met a lot of people. Some people definitely gonna try some grape gas tonight. And I too tried some grape gas, and grape gas, yes. And I also found out that they had the flower there as well. So the grape gas, for those who are wondering, that flower is produced by Cure, Ohio, also known as GIP or Eden's Trees. But definitely amazing terpene profile, definitely good effects. But I just wanted to say that being at a dispensary and being at the other side of it, normally I'm going there to buy stuff, but here I'm there to provide information and help people learn about what I'm doing. And a lot of people was really impressed and amazed to meet a patient in the program that had their own product. And I think what I was trying to get people to realize is that Mastermind ain't nobody special, that this is something that others can do. Other people can have their own products in the medical program without even actually having to get a license, without actually having to have a lot of money, without having to have any special skill sets. There's ways into the program, and it's not as hard as people make it seem. Now, if you want to open a dispensary, yes, that's a challenge. That's hard. I'm trying to go through that process right now to open up the dispensary, and it's going to take everybody and anything and everybody to help it happen. But I'm pretty much committed to doing it now. At first I was not going to do it, but after lots of people telling me I should try to do it, go for it, I'm going to go for it. But I know it's going to be extremely difficult and very stressful and a lot of responsibilities. And then people are asking, why don't you get your own grow? And I'm just pursuing that as well. But the grow site is a lot more expensive, believe it or not, and a lot more liabilities and a lot more to deal with. I mean, because you're dealing with a much bigger space than a dispensary, and that means more space, more liabilities, more employees, and just more money. And I've said this before, Mastermind is not wealthy, it's not rich. Some people in my family, they've got money, but they don't share it with me. So I would say I come from a broke family, but I come from a family that's pretty much separated between the haves and have-nots. And we're all family, but for the most part, it's pretty much whatever family part you're in, you take care of your family part, do your part. Your cousin might be a multi-millionaire, but he doesn't throw you a bone at all. So that's just how it is. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I like working for my money, honestly. Expecting nobody to hand nothing to me. I built this channel from the ground up with blood, sweat, and tears. So I don't expect anybody to just hand me anything. I wanted to earn it, and I feel like that, I just want to let people know that other people. You ever have that window that Seems like it's not all the way rolled up. It's like you can still hear the air. Doesn't that drive you crazy? Like, I got one of the windows like that where the air's still blowing. Hey, legalized cannabis. How are you doing? Back, Captain Green Toker. Hey! Consumption lounges. So here's the thing. People want to do consumption lounges, but there is no legal framework for it. So, like, you could have a lounge in your garage and have your friends over, and there's your consumption lounge. I mean, the main thing that Michigan went through the same thing, like open to having the consumption lounges, but there wasn't any framework for it, wasn't no permit for it. Like, I think what happens when people think about consumption lounges is that, you know, having a place to go medicate at or consume at, that's great. But a lot of times the consumption lounges, even the ones in Michigan, you can't, it's not bring your own stuff and then hang out and smoke. It's buy their stuff and then smoke in their place. So even though it's a consumption lounge, this model is, hey, come here and spend money on my weed, and then you can consume it in my building. That's the consumption model that they have up north. And even in the bars and things like that, they're selling weed in the bar. You know, like it's a little display case off to the side, you know, and there's weed in there. You can buy it, you know. No dispensary, no license, nothing. You know, they just doing it. Because nobody cares, it's rec. They do a lot of stuff like that up there. You know, Michigan had the caregiver program, which I think is something we should have adopted here. The definition of a caregiver in Ohio and the definition of caregiver in Michigan is completely different. And that being said, a caregiver in Michigan at the time, 2019, was a person who was growing cannabis for a certain amount of patients, and then, you know, those caregivers was able to basically take whatever they had left over and sell it to the dispensaries. The dispensary was selling that to medical patients and eventually rec users. Now, the only snafu was that those products weren't being tested by anybody. And so a lot of products were coming out with mold, contamination, salmonella, all kind of things. And so eventually Michigan decided to make it a rule that if you're going to sell to a dispensary, you got to get it tested. And that hurt a lot of those caregiver type operations. So a lot of them just kind of went back into the regular market, legacy market, black market, green market, whatever you want to call the market. And a lot of those companies, that's how they're surviving, is they're just selling stuff to Ohio people dirt cheap. And, you know, people are not even really going to dispensaries in Michigan. Some people do, but I can tell you, and I visited it recently. I've been there, and it's a ghost town. And I ain't talking about running to Morenci or Adrian. I'm talking about going all the way to the heart, to Detroit, and going up and down 8 Mile Road, where literally almost all the dispensaries are in Michigan, or 8 Mile Roads, a lot of them. And they're not doing that great. They got a lot of cool stuff, and the prices are great, but they're not that busy. And obviously there's a lot of people growing stuff, and you can buy seeds, you can buy clones at the store there. So what I expect to happen here eventually is for us to be able to do the same things, to be able to go to the garden store and buy seeds and clones without no hassle. I mean, right now, there is no legal framework or process to officially sell seeds and clones. And people are doing it, but what they don't understand about retail and business is when you're doing a business and you run an LLC and you're doing sales, you have state sales tax. Okay? And every month you have to report that sales tax and pay the sales tax you collected back to the state of Ohio. Doesn't matter whether you're selling vapes at the store or you're selling, you know, other products. Anything that has sales tax on it, mainly things that are not food. Food doesn't have sales tax, but pop does, for example. That's why you go to a restaurant, you go to Wendy's, you pay sales tax on your combo because you got pop. Buy it without the pop and notice you don't have sales tax. So a lot of people don't realize that, you know, That's why people's like, oh, I could go to the market and buy the clones and seeds, whatever. You can. You certainly can. But there's no framework to collect sales tax on that. So basically, how would you report it to the state that your sales? You're not. You can't, because there ain't no way to do it yet. Same way with the seeds. You can buy hemp seeds. People selling seeds, saying it's hemp, whatever. I don't care anymore. But the bottom line is, there is no framework. There is no procedure. There is no paperwork. There's no license. There's no permit. There's nothing to be able to officially do it. And the guidelines, it's not there. So everybody's doing it. It's just doing it. It's saying, oh, it's hemp. It's THC. It's not. There's no THC in it. Whatever. I mean, that's cool. Great. But I'm just saying, when you look at it from a business standpoint, you're trying to launch a company, a dispensary, or something like that. You can't operate like that. You got to operate under whatever the state law is for commerce. You can't just be selling stuff and then pocketing the money and not paying the sales tax. That's low key. Not even low key. That's flat out illegal. So, but nobody wants to hear that. I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and I'll deal with it later. And people tell me things like, I'm gonna wait and see, once I make a lot of money, then I'm gonna worry about business tax, filing taxes, paperwork. That will never work. That'll never be successful if you don't start looking at it now. So like people that are watching this and thinking, I'm gonna sell seeds and clones at these markets and things like that, more power to you. But just remember, there ain't no framework for it. So like if you ever get audited, you have an LLC and they ask you what about the money that you made at the Expo or the market you was at, you can't produce the paperwork on it because there was no paperwork for it. There was no template. But the hemp department did say, what's interesting is that they don't inspect stuff that's sold at other places. Like if you go to the gas station, like I was mentioning earlier on the way up, they don't monitor that stuff. They're not checking it. So they kind of put themselves in that gray situation because they're not creating the proper framework for it like they should, and then they're not providing any education about what's right, what's wrong. So everybody's just doing it, hoping that they get by with it. Later on in the game, they're going to say, that was illegal. Oh, well, done now, it's over. I think that we're in a situation where legalization is closer than ever nationwide. And I think once that happens, all these little gray area things that we're talking about now won't matter anyway. It won't. I mean, at the end of the day, how else are you going to get clones unless you get them from somebody if they're nice enough to just give them to you because they got so many, or they want to sell them to you. I mean, it's been happening for hundreds of years. It's not nothing new. People been doing that. But it's just now, we're trying to get to a point where we can open up shop. I want to see people open up shop. All of the people to be able to do is to become entrepreneurs and make money the honest way and not to worry about the police taking their shit. That's the only reason I'm having this ramble about this seed clone thing, because people just don't see it for what it is. It's another thing the state's doing, just dragging their feet on until it gets crazy. They realize, well, we missed it. Now nobody will buy no seeds from us or anybody else because we didn't put the process in place first. Everybody's going to keep doing what they were already doing. Same thing with the medical program. It's great, it's a penny now, but guess what? How many people even know that it's a penny to renew? I was in a dispensary and nobody knew. No one in there knew about that because they didn't get to, they're not on the mailing list. They didn't watch Ohio Cannabis Live. They didn't even know I existed. So how was they supposed to know? I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna know. And I hear you, Captain Green Toker. We I think with the descheduling coming up, and I just be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. Whether or not cannabis gets legal in the next year federally is going to depend on the election. Let's just keep ourselves in reality here. We got one president that says, I'm down for it. And they got another president that says, I don't want nothing to do with it. No names, but it is what it is. Doesn't matter who you like or don't like. All I know is I like weed. So it's not hard for me to figure out what I'm gonna do. But I know for other people it's a lot harder. You know, you like who you like, and you're entitled to like whoever you like, and I ain't knocking you for it. But you know, when I look at this, I'm not voting for nobody who don't support cannabis legalization. I don't care whether it's a local race, county race, Senate race, representative race, presidential race, don't matter. If you don't support cannabis reform and cannabis legalization, and home grow, and rights for patients and users and consumers, housing and all that, why would I vote for you? You're not going to help the cause. We're going to have 4 years of headaches. So we got to make sure you register to vote. Make sure you vote in the midterms. Don't let them steal this election from us in March. This month, it's happening. Check your local listings, man. Check your local board of elections. You should be able to vote right now on these people. And if they don't support cannabis, vote them out of office. You got to. You said, how do you look? Lynette said, how do I plus up my membership like you did? I don't know. Jimmy gonna have to take us to a tutorial on what Jimmy's doing, because he's doing stuff I don't even know how to do. Jimmy, you the mastermind on the membership game, because however you be doing it, I don't know what screen you be on. I can't see the screen you in. Hey, thanks, Mean Beans. Appreciate you, man. I'm almost there, man. I'm 33 minutes away. It's getting dark, as you can see. You know, again, I just think that there's going to be a lot more road trip videos, and I think that what we learned here, by the way, we almost hit 1,000. We hit 700 views. Holy moly, we almost hit. Look, we was almost, and we still may get 1,000. We still may get 1,000. It's still calculating, but when I ended the video in the parking lot at Uplift, it was 696 views. I was like, wow. So that means that, you know, we got to keep telling people to hit that like, subscribe button. And if you want to see more road trip videos, I know what else I'm gonna start doing when I do these, is not just talk about the Mastermind Cannabis stuff, but other stuff. Like, so when I was down there, I want to know what's popular down in that area. And what I found out was that there are 3 main companies that they're talking about that are popular in the Mount Orb area. That was Buckeye Relief, Clutch, and Columbia Care, which is right. The Columbia, get this, everybody. Here's a fun fact: the Columbia Care grow facility is right next door to the Uplift. So if you ever go to Uplift Mount Orb, the grow facility for Columbia Care is right there. It's right behind there. And if you didn't notice, Columbia Care also now is going to have 5 dispensaries. They bought another dispensary. What's this messages hidden for review? Y'all gotta tell me. I can't really see the messages. I'm down to know what was hidden for review. Woohoo! We got 27 viewers. So if you're just turning into this live stream, you know, we're road tripping here. I'm going on tour all over the state of Ohio to talk about Mastermind Cannabis, talk about what's going on with cannabis, help educate people about the program, help people get their medical card, help people understand about recreational, and just be a resource. So what that means is that once I know where I'm going, I'm gonna be better at letting y'all know. That way, if y'all want to meet up with me in some of these places, you'll be able to meet up with me there, and maybe we can go have lunch or dinner or whatever. I'm just trying to connect with as many people as I possibly can and unite as many people together as I possibly can. My mission this year for 2024 isn't to sell Mastermind Cannabis. It isn't to get a bunch of views on Ohio Cannabis Live. and isn't to become a multi-millionaire either. My goal for 2024 is to bring the Ohio cannabis community together. That's why I'm having Ohio Cannabis Expo. That's why I'm having a wellness fair. And that's why I'm going to be doing this patient education. Now, just so happens that at the same time, I'll be selling Mastermind Cannabis vapes as well. But that is not the primary objective always. It's still important to get the information to people, to let people know that I am streaming and I'm going to work harder to stream more. Stop being so shy. Y'all get me on Friday and you just don't know how much it takes me to do that stream. It really takes a lot out of me. And I know that if I could do more streams, we'll have more viewers, we'll get bigger and better, and we'll have more support. So I know I got to start putting it in. But what will make it better is for you to come on the stream with me. So that's something we're working on, so that you can come on the stream and put your 2 cents in. And you're already doing that in the chat, but come on there and either do audio or show your face, whatever, and just come out of your shell. We don't have to be afraid to be on video anymore. The big bad wolf is not coming. I don't think so. I think I pretty much debunked that. But knock on vinyl. But at the end of the day, you know, we're breaking this stigma every time I do a video about cannabis and we don't get kicked off the internet. We're doing something. And, you know, part of that is you being here with me, helping me get through tough times. Sometimes I be so stressed or depressed, sometimes, to be honest with you, I be wanting to just come on here and talk to y'all. And I just don't be looking the part. I just be looking rough. I'm like, ooh, that was a hard hit there. Ohio roads, man. Note to Ohio, if y'all government folks watching my stream, fix the road down here on 71. It's horrible. They are fixing it on one side, so I give them a little bit of credit. But this side is horrible. You know, if we bring the Ohio cannabis community together now, what that will do is make us stronger for when everything goes live. I just want to reiterate that when we go rec, there is going to be a lot of flurry of activity. It's not going to just be a line at the dispensary. I want you to expect high rates of traffic, longer wait times at restaurants, more people at the mall, tourist attractions starting to get more visitors, because you're going to come to Ohio from Kentucky. Shout out to Kentucky. Shout out to Indiana. Shout out to Michigan. Shout out to West Virginia. All those folks are coming to try out our stuff. And guess what? If you're already a patient in the program, you are going to be a valuable resource to a lot of people. You are going to be the connoisseur, the expert, the go-to. There are going to probably be people that are going to pay money just to talk to you, because you have been through the program. You know the growers' products. You know what's good, what's trash. And sometimes, even if we love the company, sometimes they put out a product and it's trash. We got to be honest. That's what these companies want. They don't want you to just fluff everything. If somebody come back and buy a Mastermind vape and tell me it's pure trash, don't worry. I will not be upset. We'll still be friends. And I'll be wanting you to tell me how I can make it better. Feedback matters. And the only way you can make something better is by listening to people and what they're telling you. If you just get in the world of ignoring everything everybody's saying, then you're not real. You're not paying attention. The only reason I'm not engaging on a lot of your comments now is because I'm focused on the road. And as you can see by my eyes, that I'm not being distracted by the comments. But I know that my moderators, Jimmy and Lynette, are in there making sure that people realize that, you know, we're paying attention to things that are being said, and that I will go back and review these comments when I'm not driving. You know we're family, absolutely. You say ain't nobody going to your mom? Well, you know, that's another conversation. You know, a lot of these malls are dying, and I'm hoping that with recreational, not just the recreational cannabis, but also with the Intel and all the other things that are coming to Ohio, I'm hoping that that will help re-energize some of these malls. And maybe they will become dispensary malls, where you have like 5 or 6 dispensaries in one mall, and they're all selling different things. Or maybe it's a cannabis mall. No one's thought about that yet, right? A mall that sells only cannabis stuff. Can you imagine going into one building and it have 5 dispensaries in it? That would be amazing. Now see, look, copyright pending, Cannabis Mall, the Ohio Cannabis Mall. Imagine a mall that just had only cannabis stores in it, head shops, dispensaries. Even had a place you could walk through a tour and maybe make it like a excursion. You get in the little golf cart and drive around and tour a facility like a garden. I think that would be cool. I think that would be something slick. I can see something like that
in about 10 miles.
In a
exit
Kmart.
104 onto State Route 104 bypass toward
I think
Frank
that would be
Road.
super cool. I mean, we got to start somewhere. And what I want to ask is, would people be interested in some webinars or Zoom meetings to discuss people who are interested in either getting a license in a dispensary or a grow, or people who are just interested in getting their company or their brand in a dispensary? How that works, what you need to do, and how do you become compliant? I now have that knowledge to share. And again, I just want to see other people succeed. And that's really important to me. And I know that there's a lot of people, I ain't naming names, who, have gotten into the space after watching some videos. One of the very first people I met at a dispensary now is like over multiple dispensaries. I've seen people change. I remember one guy told me the only reason he worked at the dispensary was because he watched one of my videos, and that's what triggered him. So, I think that's something people should keep in mind. And if you just want to be somebody who home grows, or you're good at home growing, there's a lane for you to become a business entrepreneur, because there are going to be people who don't want to do trimming. That's not come up yet. The people that don't want to do press, don't want to do trimming, don't want to do a lot of things. They just want to grow it and smoke it. And it's a little bit more complicated than that. And if you're growing it right now, you personally know what I'm talking about. It's a lot more. And some people, they're just going to wait till it warms up, throw some seeds in the ground, and see what happens. I don't recommend you do that in Ohio. Because if the weather don't get it, the chemicals from the rain gonna get it, or the ants or the bugs, cat, dog, or squirrel gonna be high off your weed. So, we got a squirrel problem here in Ohio. So unless you're gonna put a metal cage around your weed, no, the squirrel, and if the squirrel won't get it, guess what? The mice will. So you got bugs, squirrels, and mice. So growing outside, man, I don't know. Then you got to worry about the human element. Who's going to climb over your fence if you got some gas? They smell it. Neighbor's like, man, neighbor got some gas growing over there. I can't wait for that to start budding. Soon start budding. At night, while you're asleep, they're out cutting down your tree. And they're curing it right next door. You don't even know who took the shit. You're going to go accuse a neighbor of stealing your weed? Of course not. It should be better than that. Neighbors should be like, hey, man, I can't wait to try it. I know you're going to let me have some. For sure. For sure, neighbor. I want your feedback. So I think that's, that's how we got to start looking at it. I know people want to be selling stuff, but we got to start looking at, man, how can we get some stuff for free? So, I created Ohio Cannabis Growers. And an idea behind that was to hopefully get a resource built that people can use to find things, get information about cannabis growing, and just not get beat up over it. Like, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. We're all learning things, and technology's changing there's so many different things you can buy to grow weed now. It's kind of mind-boggling. And then a lot of stuff you can just get on Amazon too. So I think there's a lot to learn. Even if you're an OG grower, there's still new equipment, there's new things to try. I'll give you a good example of something I learned that I had never done before, which is regular water germination. I've always done mine with the paper towel. So, but this time I did a water germination and didn't do the paper towel, and it worked. It surprised me. I didn't think it was going to work. Did it work for everything? No. Is it reliable? I'm going to say no, not in my experience. I would say water germination is hit or miss. And, out of all the seeds I tried to water germinate, I was only able to germinate 3 of them successfully. I take that back, 4. The form cookies is water germination, and the layer cake is actually water germination as well. But I actually put the layer cake in the paper towel after the water germination, and it still somehow survived. I didn't think it would, but it did. But I only got 1 out of 2 seeds to germinate. So, a lot to learn there. Data leaks, okay. I don't know, I can't see what that means. See, that's the other thing about this. They need to make the text on this better. I think I just went. Yeah. It's like this thing has night vision. It looks like about night vision or something, don't it? Like how you put massive like a night vision on it. So yeah, I'm basically in Columbus. I'm Grove City. If anyone in Columbus area knows where that's at. I'm like 20 minutes away from my house. But yeah, we done good today. I believe that we'll hit between this stream and the other stream. I think we'll hit 1,000 views. So what did I learn? I learned that I gotta get out the house more. I learned that it's fun to have you on here on these road trips to have someone to because then it kind of helps pass the time by. Hey, Robert. You gonna try some auto flowers? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm hearing all kind of stories about auto flowers. I've never grown them before, so I've got my auto flowers. I've got the ET autos, and they are interesting so far. Once they got past that first sprout, that sucker started growing big old leaves on it, compared to the other ones. So it'll be interesting to see. Somebody told me the same seeds I got should be ready for harvest in 5 weeks. I thought that's impossible. There's no way no weed's gonna grow up to harvest level in 5 weeks. I'm like, what are you feeding? 5 weeks? He's like, from seed to harvest, 5 weeks. I was like, no way. So, if it gets to that, then, I'm gonna really want to know, like, first of all, how does it smoke? There's gonna be some mids for sure, but I don't know. Maybe not. But 5 weeks, it sounds way too short. Heck, it's been 3 weeks in seedling stage, so
take
4 weeks.
exit 104 onto State Route 104 bypass toward
I don't
Frank
think
Road.
that's reasonable, but hey, you never know. You never know. I'm thinking about, at some point we'll probably get prepared to maybe transplant. I don't know. I'm starting these pixie cups, but I don't really like them, I just did it because that's what I did before. I really don't like those pixie cups. I like starting a pot, because then I can squeeze the pot, and then it's easier. The cups, they're all right. They work. I've seen amazing things done with them. I've seen a guy have a whole plant in veg, and it was growing out of a pixie cup, and it was as tall as I was. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how is this possible? How is this plant this tall in this little pixie cup, man? It was crazy how big it was. It's like, how is this happening? I even have a picture of it, actually, because it was so crazy. I have to show y'all the picture of a full-size plant growing out of a pixie cup. It's pretty amazing. It can happen. I can't imagine how rooted up it was in that cup. Oh, wow, they changed the sign. Now they got digital highway signs up here. I've never seen that before. That's something new. See, I'm seeing new stuff in my own city. It's kind of crazy.
Use the right lane to take exit 104 onto State Route 104 bypass toward Frank Road.
Cardboard egg carton. Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. I didn't even think about that, Captain Green Token. I don't know what this timed out thing is, but I keep saying that.
Take the exit, then turn right onto Frank Road.
Yeah, I grew peppers. See, like, I grew gardens. I do really good on my gardens. I was doing so good at one point that I was actually, like,
At the light, use the right lane to
selling
turn onto
broccoli.
Frank Road.
I was growing broccoli, which is not the funnest thing to grow. Not easy to grow either. I was growing some broccoli, and it took off, and it actually got to doing so great that we had so much of it.
Turn right.
We didn't know what to do with it, so we started Siri, exit navigation. We started freezing it because, you know, we just didn't want it to go to waste because we like broccoli. But then we started having like yard sales, and we kept telling people, hey, you know, by chance, we got some broccoli for sale. Yeah, you know, like $1 a bag or something like that. You know, we were selling it. It's like, it almost sounded like a joke. Hey, what you sell? I sell broccoli.
Because we had to go to like broccoli, but then we started having like yard sales and kept broccoli for sale. Check it out.
Why are you in my conversation?
You're at 555 Frank Road, Columbus, Ohio.
That's not what I asked you. See, look, he's still listening too, aren't you? You can stop listening now.
I can't help with that, but you can change it in settings.
Y'all hearing this? He can stop. He can't help stop listening, but I can change it in settings. He's, you know, this is crazy, man. These phones, this AI is like, they getting real antsy and real, you know, just taking over, man. Like, it just start doing things. Even my Google, he's picking up the Echo Dots, asking questions when no one's talking to it. One day, I tried to tell my Echo Dot to stop playing the music, and it ignored me and turned the music up. I was like, hold up. What's going on? And you ain't gonna believe the song that it played. And it was like, pain, make me out to be a believer. A believer. I was like, Alexa, stop playback. And it was like, pain. I'm like, man, if you don't stop playing this damn song. And it played the whole song, would not stop playing it. I was like, what's going on, man? It just started, like, you know, what was so wild about why I was playing this, everyone, is that when it was playing this song, I was actually in extreme pain at the time. And the song just like, that song makes me, it uplifts me because, I don't know, I just like that chorus, make me out to be a believer. I like that. I mean, it's a very uplifting chorus. And, you know, they use that same song in a lot of sports. I think Ohio, I want to say it's either hockey or one of the other Columbus teams, might be Crew. They use that song all the time. The pain, make me out to be a believer song. I couldn't even tell you who sings the song, but I definitely like it. But I just thought it was weird that the Echo Dot was playing it and refusing to stop playing it. It's crazy. I'll tell you one thing, is like sometimes I'll be on the phone with Swango, and like he'll have me on speaker and I don't realize it, and I'll talk to my Echo Dot and I'll be like, Alexa, play Hip Hop Nation or something, and then his Echo Dot will be like, I'm sorry, I can't help with that. One time he was on, I had him on speaker, well, we was on Zoom, and he was talking, and he started talking to his Echo Dot, and my Echo Dot thought it was me and started talking back to him. I was like, wait a minute, hold up, man, you're talking to the wrong person. And it was just the funniest thing ever, because he told it to play some song, and it started playing at my house. I was like, hold up, man, you controlling my Echo Dot, man. We gotta slow things down, man. I tell you what's really cool is like, you know, maybe you probably haven't known this, but like the AI, the Chat GPT thing, if you're paying for that right now, you could actually use the AI to do research on your cannabis stuff. I have my own AI called Weed Helper. Many of you might have saw that in that video I posted the other day. That is my AI that I made on Chat GPT. But you basically, let's say for example, you're looking for layer cake. I'm just using that as an example because you know that's my strain. I could go into the AI and tell the AI to find the dispensary that has it. without me searching the internet, Google searching it. Basically, think of it like Google search on steroids. Say, like, okay, I'll give you another example. Like, I wanted to find dirt for my grow, and I was a little bit out of practice of what people are using these days. So I told the AI to do research, check blogs, check Reddit, check the internet, check reviews, find out the best dirt. It would be for someone that hasn't grown weed in a long time, who is disabled, who doesn't have a lot of money, and who doesn't want to have to do a lot of like trying to figure stuff out. And so it settled on Happy Frog and Ocean Forest. But it didn't stop there, because I'm like, well, how much is that? I ain't got that kind of money. It sounds expensive. Ocean Forest? What, you put the ocean in the forest? How does that work? Okay, well, what it did was it went and figured out. I said, okay, this is how much money I've got. $30 to buy dirt. Find this dirt you're talking about on the internet for $30. And it did it. It found a combo pack of the Happy Frog, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I found it found it, and I ordered it, and it was delivered to my house. I didn't have to lift a finger. So all I'm saying is that we can use AI in the weed. AI loves weed. It makes so many weed pictures, it's hilarious. You've seen some of them. AI loves weed. So ask AI all these questions, get all this information that you normally would have to call on and read and search and watch a YouTube video. You don't do any of that. You can just ask it, hey man, I need to find a deal on Larry OG, buy Ohio cleanly. And this is where I'm at. I'm in Columbus, look in Columbus only. And then the AI is only going to look at dispensaries in Columbus because you told it to. If you just said, hey, find Larry Cake cheap for me, then he's going to look everywhere, all over the world. You got to tell him where to look. Uh-oh, something's happening up here. I see flashing lights. Let's see. You said you use Ocean Forest is too high in nutrients for young plant. Yes, exactly. So I'm not using it. Oh God. Hey, I gotta show you this. Something's happening. I don't know what's happening, but we about to see. Holy moly. What the fuck? Holy moly. Something major. And I see fire trucks. It looks like, oh my God. Wow. All right, it looks like we're going to get past. We might be able to get past this. I don't know. We might have to turn around. Oh. I don't know if you can see it. Let me turn it. Oh, I can zoom in. Aha. Look at this. Look at that car off to the side. I can't tell what's happened. But I'm going to get as close as I possibly can to see what we can see. This is pretty bright. It looks to me like a car maybe caught fire and went off the road. This is getting really bright. It's like hurting my eyes. Let me zoom back. Look. I think they're going to let us pass. I don't know what's happening. This is major. Okay. I see people going straight. Holy moly. This is bad, y'all. This is horrible. It's like it's just happened. Wow. Yeah. So looks like there was a collision. Wow. Just stick to the ocean forest. Yeah, I'm using that at the end. I'm not using it now. I'm just using, this is, I seen people sitting there. I don't know. This is the police. I guess they're the only ones that weren't on the scene. Wow. Here comes more cops. I don't know what's happening. We need to get on the scanner, man. Holy shit. This is a pretty dramatic scene here. You look, you get to drive down the street, you're like, I don't want to go down there. Like, that was intense. Like, that was really intense. I was like, whoa, like, that was, yeah. I mean, what I saw there, I mean, I can't see that. I mean, it looked, there was one car that was in the middle of the road and it was smashed. I seen two people sitting there. And then there was the other car that seemed like it was off in a ditch. But I still couldn't really, I'm sure it'll be on my local news. I really could, because that was a pretty big scene. I just don't know what really was happening there, you know. And honestly, wait, we can find out. Siri, open scanner radio. I forgot we had a police scanner. Let me see. I can get on the police scanner and find out. Look, you like, this guy has everything. He's got scanners in the car. Franklin County events. No one's listening there. Central Franklin County. I'm looking to see Columbus Zone 1. Let's see. Zone 5 is quiet. Don't hear anything. So, don't know what happened. I'll find out when I get home. I'll tell y'all in the next video what that was. It seemed like it was crazy though. Make sure you tell everybody to like, subscribe button. I've definitely enjoyed you riding with Mastermind. Maybe we should call it Riding with Mastermind. Maybe that sounds better. I didn't know what to call the stream, so I just threw something in there. Call it Riding. that might be cool, man. So today we're going to buy some weed. The YouTube won't like that. They are already flagging the video. You know, as soon as you said you're going to buy weed, age restricted, man. You can't be an adult to buy weed. But you don't have to be 18 to buy hemp. I don't understand the logic in that. I hear more emergency vehicles coming, so I mean, I don't know. It seemed to me like I only saw like 2 cars involved, so I don't know how many cars were actually involved in that. But that was interesting footage to wrap out the video at the end. Like, hey, wait, go back and rewind the part to that crazy accident he drove through. That looked like that was some crazy stuff. What y'all medicating on, man? It's dinner time. What, y'all have dinner yet? What's for dinner? Let's wrap it up with the dinner conversation. What y'all having for dinner tonight? If you haven't already had dinner, I'm having a hot roast with all the fixings. Thanks to my girlfriend Tina, who doesn't watch my streams. She goes,
At the next light,
I said,
turn left.
didn't you know I was live? That's right, you didn't subscribe to my channel. Isn't that a shame? My own girlfriend, she's not watching. You've never seen her comment. You know, I get on her all the time. She's like, I was busy. And then you ask yourself, ask me this question. Mastermind, do you watch your streams after you do them?
At the light, use the
Sometimes I watch it over.
No Bixby Road.
So I can be like, oh my God, it looked horrible. Damn, there was a freaking spot on my shirt. Damn it, man, we can't edit that shit out. Damn.
Turn left.
Siri, I told you to exit navigation a long time ago, man.
End in navigation.
Yeah, so yeah, everybody's leaving. We only down to 8 viewers. Everybody left. It's all good. We had a great run today. You know, it's dinner time. People got stuff to do. So Mastermind ain't gonna hold y'all up. But I appreciate y'all being here, helping me get back to Columbus. We here. I'm almost to my house. So made it back safely. And like I said, don't forget to tell me what you're medicating on. Dinner's gonna give you a heart attack. Oh no, what you cooking, man? Some KFC? You going to see the Colonel? That's that heart attack food right there. His finger looking good, man. Man, I still hear police sirens. And I'm nowhere near the accident. Well, oh yeah, oh, fried pork chops. Okay, yeah. You gonna feel that. Hey Dave. Yeah, you're right. Columbus interstates are. You're absolutely right about that. These highways are a mess. I mean, it's so confusing, and they're fixing it. I mean, even in my neighborhood, the roads are starting to get a little bit better. But I mean, like I'm on Refugee Road right now. If you live here, it's a pretty crappy road in Columbus. I'm on Old Refugee Road, which is another crappy road in Columbus that they need to fix. And so I live like on the east side of Columbus, so a lot of the roads over here are pretty messed up. But it is what it is. Well, again, I thank all of you for being here for the for the evening stream. We breaking all kind of records, so I just know that it's only going to get better from here. If you have any questions or concerns that I didn't answer and address, don't forget, you can always email me at info@ohiocannabislive.com. Lynette or Jimmy, please put that in the email. Put that in the comments there for me. And again, I thank y'all for being here. I'm pulling into my house right now. I'll let y'all see exactly what that's like. Don't tell nobody where I live. Oh, that's right. It's already on the damn internet, so everybody already knows. So I guess I'm not showing you any secret. I'm getting ready to go into the back cave. To the back cave. But some of you have never seen my house, so you probably would like to see it, right? So I'm gonna show it to you. It's a great way to end the stream. Coming home to medicate. Here we are, opening up the back cave now. This is my house. Don't tell nobody. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here with me. I'll see y'all on the next road trip. Peace.